Now you can't tickle my feet, Tristan.
I'm the sound guy.
This is who I am, baby.
All right, Tristan. I know we're rolling now, but before you're saying that all the Mexicans are taking our jobs or whatever, you need to read into it more, and you need to kind of, it's not what it seems. They're hard workers, okay?
Anyways.
They deserve to be here. But anyways, welcome to episode 12.
Do you not remember these things?
I don't remember these things at all. Because
You're
we're technically
listening?
on episode 13, and it's gonna ruin
right,
me.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna ruin me all for the rest of episodes. Anyways, this is episode 12 of the Frown Upon podcast. We're your hosts, Seth and Tristan, and we are the fastest growing podcast in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Have we moved up in Azerbaijan?
no, we actually
there.
dropped down a spot.
Frick.
And I have no numbers to back that up.
Yeah, don't check either. Just
Take our word for it.
Take our word for it.
Yeah.
Trust us, guys. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, Connor, he wanted to be here, right?
Oh yeah, he did. Wow. He had just clipped his toenails, and so his socks. It makes his feet feel weird. He doesn't like the socks rubbing up on his cuticles when they're freshly cut like that.
Yeah. So
And he's
Tonight
not
wasn't a
gonna
good-
wear flip flops.
yeah, tonight wasn't a good night.
Actually, kind of do want.
Well, no, he's got to protect those feet. They're beautiful
They are beautiful.
little walkers. But yeah, he'll be on here. Should
We'll get
be on
him
here
eventually.
next week. I mean, he was supposed to be here this week, but we switched up the day in which we're filming.
Oh yeah,
So we threw him for a loop.
quite a loop.
So and he can't. He
They really
wasn't prepared
shook
for
up
that
the
at all.
schedule.
Yeah.
Did I say schedule? I really
Schedule.
did say
Schedule.
it without even thinking about it.
Is it what accent is that?
I might be European.
Just
Schedule?
European. That's it.
I mean, I don't know what.
You know how
accent-
many countries are
I
in
don't know
Europe?
which one it's from. Schedule. Not really.
Check your schedule. I don't know. I really don't know. I just said schedule in a British
Tuesday.
accent. I think I can say it
love
in any
that.
accent.
Have you seen any of those
Check your
little
schedule, man.
tweets
Fool.
or whatever? That ain't it.
What tweets?
Whether it's British people be like or whatever, and that's
Nope.
are you stupid? But it's all spelled weird.
I haven't seen that.
Well, you're missing out. It really makes me laugh. But
Yeah. Well.
anyways, last week, many of you, actually, I don't know how many of you, listened and got to hear Alec Candelarii on our podcast, and it was just a heck of a time for us.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a fun episode for us to do.
Yeah, he was in the military, or is in the military. You can describe him better than I.
Well, he was in the Special Forces division of the Marines. He's a recon Marine, and then now he's in the he's airborne infantry, and I believe, I guess what is it, like the National Guard, because he doesn't.
He's in the army.
Yeah, but he's not full time. Like he's not actively
Oh, yeah, I
enlisted
guess.
in the army. I think it's National Guard.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a really good dude.
Heck of a time. If you haven't listened to that episode, seriously go back and listen to it because it's a really cool
It's different for us.
It is. It kind of looks into our our vision for having guests on. We love to try to talk to all kind of people of different backgrounds. It was definitely very different for me. I don't get to talk to people a lot who are active duty or have been, I guess. And so hearing some of the his stories, hearing some of his lessons that he's learned, it was really awesome. Brings a new level of respect. And so yeah, if you haven't listened to it, seriously, you should check it out.
Yeah, when we have guests on, we don't want to be kept in a box, if you will. We don't want to box ourselves into one specific genre or topic or anything like that. But I think everything's rooted kind of in self-improvement.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
So whether it be somebody, a guest that's on for a business purpose who's an entrepreneur, or whether it be somebody who's in the military, I think the underlying lesson for all of it is going to be taking lessons from those people and what they've done as to how we can better ourselves and be better individuals.
Right, yeah. And so for having Alec here, it was a really, really cool thing for me because if you've listened or if you know me, you know that I'm not super into fitness and or hard things at all. And so hearing some of the stuff that he chose to go through, to get where he's at now, it's a really cool it shed a lot of light on discipline and, you know, honestly, like, your ability to, like, push through stuff that you don't want to do in order to achieve that goal that you're going after. So,
It's kind of refreshing to hear a take from someone who's actually done it. I think week like 1, 2, or 3, it was like at the beginning of us doing the podcast. One of my quotes of the week was one of my favorite like speeches called "The Man in the Arena," and it's basically about it's better to try and even fail than it is to not try at all.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to hear someone who tried and succeeded, but tried in the first place, because even I get caught up sometimes in thinking of stuff that I think I could do or I wish I would have done, but it's cool to actually hear from someone who has been in the arena and is not just kind of talking about what it would be like or if they think they could do it, because I mean, there's a lot of things I think I could do, but until you actually step into the arena, you don't know. So it's kind of powerful to hear from someone.
And both of us are, you know, we're young dudes, we're dreamers, and so, like he said, having somebody who's done it, it just not only does it show you what it takes to get there, but it also does like help you know that it's possible. Like what you're going for, it's possible. People have done it. It just takes pushing through and getting there. And so, like he said, having somebody here who's actually done it, it kind of changes it for you. So
yeah, for sure. But that is kind of just a quick. It's like that's the direction we want to go in, and the content we want to kind of give to the listeners, to y'all. Is it might not be. We're probably not going to have 5 guys in a row that were in the military, or 5 entrepreneurs in a row, or we want to mix it up and keep it interesting, and we want every week to be kind of a new experience. But overall, we want to give some meaningful information, not just talk about pointless stuff.
Yeah. And so,
which we do. I mean, we oftentimes talk about pointless things, but it's kind of the fun.
Bit about whales and
it's kind of the fun in it, though.
It definitely is. And so, but seriously, like, do let us know if we're doing something that you guys really, really like. We really do love to get y'all's feedback, and it inspires us and also gives us a little bit more direction about kind of where you guys want to see this thing go. And so, if you notice anything where you're like, yo, that was super inspiring, or like something you want to see each week, then let us know, and we'll try to.
I did get some positive feedback on last week's episode, though, so that's good.
What'd you hear?
Just that it was a really good episode. They enjoyed listening to it. So
sweet.
Also, we want to keep it interesting.
We have like listeners in a lot more places than we thought we did.
Yeah.
If you're from any of these places,
we don't
raise
know.
Your hand.
Yeah, we don't know if so we have a listener from Ireland, or maybe more than one, but we do have a listener from Ireland. If you are that person, please go to our Instagram.
Please,
and
at
message
Frowned Upon
us.
Podcast. We want to know you.
Yeah, we want to know like who our listeners are.
Also, our
Canadian
listeners.
Yeah, because they're not
who
my people.
You were.
Yeah.
Quebecians.
There's somebody. Yeah, somebody from Quebec, which I think that's awesome.
Also, even like the states. Like, I've been to Colorado one time.
Yeah.
and I never went to Denver. And our second most listened to state is Colorado, in front of Alabama. So all you people that say you're my friend, friggin' step it up.
Well, and all my friends in Canada, they're letting me down because
also
Colorado's killing them all.
Colorado and then Quebec.
We're international, and I got some guy that messaged me on Instagram. He's from
Uganda.
I think it was Uganda.
Yeah.
And just what a nice gentleman he was. Very, very nice fella.
Yeah. So to all our listeners, all over the world.
We're global.
Jeez, we're global.
Worldwide, baby.
We're eventually, I was about to say we're going to get into the Eastern Hemisphere. Is Ireland in the Eastern Hemisphere?
Yes. I believe so.
We're there, dude.
I believe so. I could be wrong. Maybe
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Is Ireland in the Western Hemisphere? Oh, no, my bad.
I mean, it'll still give us the answer.
On the website airnotes.com, they say, Ireland lies north of the equator, which locates it in the northern hemisphere. Ireland lies west of England, and the prime meridian marks the boundary where the eastern and western hemispheres meet. To find out more, look for the link.
Oh, Ireland is in the Western
Home or
Hemisphere.
Google
Frack.
Assistant app.
Dang it!
It's fine. It's
We
fine.
got to go into the Eastern Hemisphere.
Hey, your uncle. They're in the States.
Yeah, he's back.
We gotta. Do we know anybody?
Oh, I'm sure we know.
East
I know
of
some,
London?
I mean, I know people over there. I know a guy that lives in Poland. I know somebody who lives in Norway.
We need to reach out to him. I
I know a guy who lives in Uganda.
I didn't never connect with the people that we met in Italy.
Yeah, we should have. We had a great time.
We really did.
Great time in Italy.
We need to share more of Italy sometime. But we actually did reach out to a company, I think, called Poddecks.
Yeah.
And got some card. They're like podcast prompt cards. So
Which is cool because we always come up with our own stuff.
yeah, we do, and sometimes we do it like 20 minutes before we start. And so
Yeah.
this helps. I'm actually super excited to see how this goes in the future. When we're sitting down and we're like, crap, what are we going to talk about this week? We can just draw one of these cards or two or three and kind of go through some of them. And some of them are longer prompts, like longer episode prompts to kind of do throughout the whole episode. We're going to go through a few that we think we can just kind of draw as we go.
Yeah, we're
And
going to draw a card and then we're going to answer said card, unless it's like a whole episode thing. Yeah. So,
yeah,
all right. First card. Ooh, book review.
Book review.
My latest read.
Heck yeah. What you got?
The Bible.
Oh,
No, I'm
me
kidding.
too.
I'm trying to think of the last book I read all the way through. I have a bad habit of reading books and stopping books. Not because I'm not interested, just because I get too excited usually. The book I'm reading right now is called, I want to say it's like
book?
The Art of Manliness or something like that.
That's The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Yeah, the greatest battles are won without fighting, I think he says. But no, I think it's called The Art of Manliness. I could be completely wrong. Let me look it up. Anyways, do you have a latest read while I look this up?
I think honestly the last book that I actually finished was Extreme Ownership, which is bad. So kind of.
Oh, that's my last book I've read all the way through. Is
Okay,
Extreme
yeah.
Ownership by Jocko Willink. And if you're listening, Jocko, if you're listening, Jocko,
Please come on the podcast.
we would love to have you on the podcast.
Or just send us something send us
some motivation
a picture of your watch
and say get some.
signed with a little bit of sweat on it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, the book I'm reading right now is called Mansfield's. Who's the author? Mansfield, Stephen Mansfield. Mansfield's Book of Manly Men. That's what it's called.
What a freaking book and what an author's name.
It's actually got some really good stuff in it.
I've been meaning to pick it up, but
Yeah, it's a good book, and I've already actually read it once.
what do you give it so far out of 10?
Well, it depends. I mean,
It's got
if you're a lass, it's not the book for you. If sorry, I just had a funny thought. But anyways, I got,
Can you pull it together?
I can't. Oh, jeez. We have some podcast listeners that don't want to specify their gender, so I was gonna say for those people, it might not be for them. And I just thought it was funny. But it is a really good book. If you're a fella and you want to read a really good book that has some really good principles in it, give it a read. It's got like 4 maxims, which are like 4 main points he tries to drive home, and it's really good.
Heck yeah.
So
That's good.
and we're all about self-improvement. Mm-hmm. So you got to better yourself.
That's kind of, and I partially hate myself for it because when I was younger, I used to be I stopped being into reading when I was in 10th grade.
After AR points stopped counting.
Honestly, not shortly after. The last series that I read was
Hank the Cow Dog.
what?
Hank the Cow Dog?
I don't know what that is.
Judy B. Jones.
No.
The Magic Treehouse.
No, it was Percy Jackson.
Oh,
But I read,
jeez, Tristan.
I
That
read
was probably a long time
all
ago.
10 of them.
Okay.
And so I think I finished the last one when I was in 9th grade or something. And that was I never found a book that I was super interested in again. And so I started reading self-improvement books recently. And one of the other ones that I finished was John Maxwell. Do you know what the Tiny Book is by him? Like the little tiny
No,
book?
I don't. I actually don't like
You don't
reading
like
John Maxwell books.
Oh, I love John Maxwell. He's
I
just got a
don't.
lot of good points.
Well, I just think like whenever I think about leadership, I look at someone like Jocko Willink, and I really respect his opinions on leadership, and I think there's an importance to your words holding weight in a certain regard. Like, I can't talk about NASCAR because I don't know anything about NASCAR.
Yeah.
So someone like Jocko Willink, who, if you don't know who Jocko Willink is,
You'll hear about him a ton on this
yeah,
podcast.
he was a SEAL team leader, and so he's a Navy SEAL, and I mean that's like they're some of the most elite, one of the most elite special forces in the world. They do some of the most difficult missions, and he led a team in like some of the most stressful environments, and he's a very well decorated
and has failed before.
Yeah,
That's another thing.
and but he learns from it,
Yeah.
and he's a very well decorated leader, and everybody respects him. That's it from that community, and someone who knows nothing about that community like me. And I really respect leaders like that that have kind of been put to the test and they're forged in the fire. And then I can see, like, I could write a leadership book, but what do I know about leadership compared to someone like Jocko Willink,
Right.
you know? So not saying that I don't know any leadership principles, because I mean, I like to think I do, and I've learned leadership principles through other people, but
I think that's another thing that we like talk about a little bit on this, kind of what we want to do with this podcast. Like, we share a lot of tips sometimes.
Yeah.
We share a lot of inspiration, but like bottom line is we have no idea what we're doing, and so I think that's like a good point. Is like, even though, and I hear what you're saying, I agree. Even though you're not to that level of like having led something in such a high stress situation, don't forget that like your ability to lead is not based on what you have done already.
no, well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to give you a leadership principle and Jocko Willink standing behind me, ready to give you a leadership principle, you're probably going to let what I say go in one
Right,
ear and out the
yeah.
other ear, and you're going to wait till Jocko talks to you.
Yeah,
Do
that's good. That's good.
you want to move on to the next card?
Well, I guess if you want to hear my latest read.
Oh, I thought you said it was
No. I'm trying to think. I was just being smart.
okay. Share your favorite online influencer.
Peter McKinnon.
Mine's gonna be Jocko Willink.
Okay.
If you want to call him an influencer, he really is. Like, I love the
absolutely,
guy.
yeah.
I mean,
every
he influences
day,
me.
he posts a picture of his watch at somewhere between
4:30
4:15 and 4:35.
4:32 usually.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it says
He's
"get
good.
some" or something like that.
Yeah. Peter McKinnon, though. Peter McKinnon's a videographer. Not just a videographer. He's a photographer, videographer.
And he's amazing at what he does.
He's so good. He is one of the people that got me into like short films and like documentaries and stuff. That's something that I want to get into in the future. But yeah, if you haven't seen him, check him out on YouTube or like his Instagram. Pete's Pirate Life is another Instagram that he has, and it's just about
But
like.
give it a chance. Don't just take the name for
No,
face
it's
value.
so I think it's sick. Pete's Pirate Life.
Yeah, but if I heard that, I'd be like, I'm not looking that page up.
Look up Pete's Pirate Life. It'll change you.
Okay. We'll go on to the next card.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to deviate from this because I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
It says debunk myths in your industry, which I could talk about myths from like cops and stuff like that perspective.
I'm a baby in my industry.
But I actually want to just talk about a myth, okay?
Okay. Lock sponsor.
No.
Big player.
No.
Okay.
Recently, I have been doing some studying, and and what's crazy is I love history, but, and I'm very not very, for the average guy my age, I'm very knowledgeable about history. Obviously, some historian would know way more than me, but I have recently, somehow it slipped through the cracks, and I just really didn't know that Hitler, I mean, some people still say he did. Some people say he died in a bunker, right? He killed himself with his wife, Ava Braun, or Brown, however you want to say it, or Braun. Well, there is some evidence to the contrary, and so in 2016, I want to say, or maybe 2014, I think it was 2016, the FBI or CIA, one of the intelligence organizations, declassified a lot of documents. Those documents had a lot of possible sightings of Hitler in South America. They also were able to do a DNA analysis on the body, at which they thought was Hitler's. When they did the DNA analysis, it's a female's body. So it is not Hitler's that they thought they had the body for. Not Hitler.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
There is
I definitely
also-
did think he lived in South America. I got on board with that conspiracy, but
There's a ton of sightings of Hitler in South America. There's also, so that's where a lot of, I didn't know this at all. This is where a lot of Nazis fled to South America. Not just like Hitler and maybe a couple other guys. Lots of them.
Right.
There's entire colonies throughout Argentina and Chile that are completely Caucasian and very German. They still speak German to this day in their entire towns. One specifically called Colonia Dignidad, which is no longer called that, but they had like Nazi scientists that went over there that were still trying to find, they were trying to start the Fourth Reich,
oh my gosh.
and they were still trying to kill Jews.
They didn't
Yes.
stop?
No, they didn't stop.
Oh, I definitely
They were
figured.
still doing tests on they started testing people from Chile
Oh,
and
frick.
basically torturing them, doing the same tests they were doing to Jews. But absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow.
And Tim Kennedy, who I'm going to talk about later in this episode, I'll save all his accolades for later, but he knows what he's talking about. He was asked on Joe Rogan's podcast, which if you're on Joe Rogan's podcast, you're definitely a somebody. But he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe Rogan asked him, do you think Hitler went to South America or not? And he said, yes, I really do think he did, which is crazy.
Oh,
That is
I mean-
bonkers.
Now knowing that, because I'd never put much thought into it. I've always been like one of those people who got on board
Like, it would
with
just be cool,
conspiracies.
like, if he...
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but like,
Which I don't know why that intrigues us. Like, why we hoped he wasn't dead.
add some sort
Like
of mystery.
Tupac.
Love. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know he's somewhere. Actually, no, he's dead. I really feel like he's dead. And
Yeah,
that
'cause you
bums
actually-
me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely got on board with it, and I knew that there was a lot of like German presence in Argentina. But now knowing that the body that they found and said it was his was a female's.
Yeah.
No,
Because apparently the British went into the bunker and shipped the body to Moscow. And that body has been tested now through DNA analysis. And they found out that it is a female's body. Some people think it's Eva Braun, however you want to say it. They think it's her body. But I'm sure they found that out in the DNA analysis.
was the
but
bunker burned? I assume it was.
I believe it was. So. But anyways, that's just crazy to me.
Who got to the bunker first? The British, I assume.
I think so. I'm not sure. I just know the British were the ones who went in there first.
Why did the body get shipped to Moscow?
I'm not sure. But that's where they shipped it.
Something else to look into. Perhaps.
Yeah, something's fishy. Isn't that crazy though?
I'm just.
The
Why would the
way
Allied
majority-
powers?
The huge majority of the world believe
That he was dead.
that he's dead. And even I, who consider myself like, I love history. I'm not a history buff, but I love history. I just counted him as dead in a bunker because that's what my history classes taught me.
Be careful.
We
with
need
your
school
history
reform.
class. On that note.
Anyways, crazy. Shout out to Poddecks for these. These are pretty
Yeah,
cool.
seriously, these are great.
If you have a podcast, get some Poddecks.
Seriously, they're. I don't know. They're fun. They're fun. You want to do another one?
We'll do
Just
one
for the
more.
sake of doing it. Morning inspiration. That's too much. We'll do that another day. That's a good one, but too much. 3 silly mistakes to avoid. No.
Just don't read them. Just read
Sorry.
them quietly and then decide if you want to do it or not.
No.
And stop saying no also. Just discuss a trending topic. That takes us into...
Banana bread.
That's not trending.
That is trending.
No, it's not.
People are just making banana bread for the sake of making banana bread lately.
That's
not
because their bananas
reading-
are going bad.
No, it's because people want to bake. So
No, it's not. It's because
No,
their
it's 'cause
bananas are
every-
going bad
well,
because they
maybe
buy
so,
them
but
and
they
their kids
also
don't eat
wanna-
them.
They also want to bake. That happens all the time. People buy bananas and they don't want to eat them.
And they go bad.
Not every day.
I was talking about UFC.
Oh. We can talk about that
See,
instead of banana
you
bread.
told me I'm the segue guy. I'm trying to segue and you won't let me.
Banana. Okay, we can't just say that banana bread's not a trending topic right now.
It's not.
It is. People are making
so
banana
people-
bread at a higher rate right now than any other time in our history.
Okay, they're
people
probably
have
also
made
making
banana
muffins
bread.
at a higher rate.
Maybe so, but banana bread's the one that's being talked about.
Who's talking about it?
Tons of people on Instagram.
That's not true.
That is true.
That
We have
is
a
not
different
true.
group of
Do you
people
follow
that
a
we
baking
follow.
page?
No, I actually probably likely. I don't like to bake, but likely.
That's ridiculous.
Do you want me to look up hashtag banana bread or something? No, I don't want to.
What kind of banana bread is this? Nut? Banana nut? Or banana chocolate chip? Or banana nut chocolate chip?
We've probably created new.
See, you don't even know because
I'm
it's
sure
not
it's
trending.
a lot.
Anyways, let's talk about the UFC.
All right, sounds
Have
good.
you guys heard that? So I used to be really into the UFC whenever I was a young lad. Not so much anymore. Some of my favorite fighters retired or I don't know, they just disappeared. I don't know what happened to them, but they weren't fighting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got off the train. And then I've recently been getting a little bit back more into it because me and Tristan bought some gloves and some headgear and some mouthpiece, and we've been fighting each other.
It's been great.
It's been a lot of fun. And Dana White, who's the president of the UFC, and he's the owner of the UFC.
I think so. Yeah.
He bought it from the Gracies, I think, a long time ago. He, so that they can still have fights, bought a private island.
Power move.
And he's flying he's flying the athletes, the fighters, to the island to fight.
Specifically, I don't know how to say his name. Khabib.
Habib.
Habib.
Yes. Habib
specifically.
Nurmagomedov.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if you would say his name because I would definitely say it wrong.
It took me a while to learn it, but it's Habib. It's not Khabib. To all you people out there, it's Habib Nurmagomedov.
Where's he from again?
From
A Slavic
Dagestan.
nation. Oh yeah, I did read that. Where is that?
I don't even know.
Is it close to the Czech Republic?
Probably in Rocky County.
That's what I was thinking. It's close to Rocky County for
But
sure.
no, he's from Dagestan. But yeah. Anyways, that is what there's been some other fighting leagues that are kind of up and coming. Like Bellator has been around for a while, but they're taking a lot of UFC's fighters. Like some of the bigger names are going to Bellator. There's like Strike Force, which I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, but Bellator is a big one. Like they've taken a lot of UFC's fighters. Well, that's how you separate yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it helps to have the money. I'm sure UFC has more money than Bellator, but
specifically Dana White.
yeah, but that's just like, that pumps me up because he's like, okay, yeah, we have competition in this world. We have one other fighting league that's really big that has a lot of big name fighters. Well, I'm going to buy an island so that no law can tell me what I can do on my island.
Well, he also has a private venue here within the mainland that he's not releasing the location for or anything, but they're doing fights in this private venue starting April 28th, I think, something like that. I don't know exactly what the date is, but they're starting here in the States then, and then they're preparing. It said like, this is just the way it's worded. It said, we're building the infrastructure on the island right now, and by the end of the month, we'll be ready to host fights there. It's like, wow. This is like if Firefest had have gone the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, it's just awesome. It seems like it shouldn't be possible.
Mm-hmm. At first, I was like, are you serious? Like, you can't just wait. You can't just wait until this all blows over. But then I kept reading, and it's like, he's taking all the precautions that he needs to take. I assume the people flying in are going to be flying private.
Yeah, I almost think that it should. I know there's a whole deal of like people want to see the fights live and stuff, but I think it would be really cool if they kept doing it on like a limited basis.
Mm-hmm.
Because how cool would like the ritual be of like going to this private island and you fight on this private island? It can still be pay-per-view and everything like that.
Yeah.
Camera crews and stuff like that, but
could turn it into some sort of reality TV.
Yeah, it'd be super cool to have like that be a thing.
Imagine Conor McGregor getting kicked off the island.
Oh yeah, like your tribe has spoken.
Yeah. And then he walks
like Survivor.
out and flips a table or some mess.
Yeah, punches an old man. He hit an old man in a bar.
Oh, he broke somebody's phone a while back. I don't know when
he
that
hit an old man in a pub, which our Irish listener, maybe you got some backstory about Conor McGregor hitting an old man in a pub.
Yeah, or share with us your favorite pub to go to.
Or your favorite pub story.
Yeah.
Your favorite pub fight you've ever been in.
Please, just tell us something.
Yeah. So, but they may be female. Or we have a higher count of females that listen to this podcast than males.
I bet an Irish female can get into a pretty angry
An Irish
bar
female
fight,
might beat us up.
for sure.
So,
Definitely me.
especially if she's a descendant of. Wait, no, William Wallace was Scottish, right?
Okay, Google. Where was William Wallace from?
Scotland, I believe.
William Wallace was born in Elderslie, United Kingdom.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Okay, Google. Where is Elderslie, United Kingdom located?
Here's a map of Elderslie, United Kingdom.
Oh, jeez.
That doesn't help me.
I'm going to do a little Googling myself real quick because I really want to know. I think he's from Scotland. I think I'm right about that.
I wish the United Kingdom would split and they would all be their own places.
Yeah, stop calling it
so
that.
I could figure out the difference between Ireland.
Yeah, he was a
Scotland,
Scottish
and-
knight.
Okay.
Okay. All right, William, you're off the hook. Anyways.
Oh, was the argument whether he was Irish or not? Actually,
No, I don't know. What,
idea
there's no
why.
argument.
Huh.
I don't know why he was on the hook, but I let him off.
Lucky him.
Yeah. Yeah, because trust me, William Wallace does not want me coming for him.
That's hilarious. Well, shoot.
We talk fitness tips.
Oh yeah, what you got? I have nothing. You'll never get a legitimate fitness tip from me.
You
Drink
could
more
your
water.
fitness tip could be do every exercise with a mouthpiece in.
Oh yeah, because it'll really either improve your breathing or kill you. And
Yeah.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So we fought this week. Oh, we didn't talk about that at all last week.
No, I think we briefly
Okay,
briefly
the week
mentioned
before, so we bought these gloves and like the headgear and
it.
everything.
Why did we do that? Who thought of that?
What do you mean? Was it?
Did one of us just say let's fight?
No, we talked about it on the podcast the week before. We were like,
Oh, we did.
we're feeling primal. Let's
Oh,
fight.
okay.
And then one day we were like, let's just go buy the stuff. I don't know which one of us said let's do it.
We went to
first.
Academy and went and bought some. We didn't even buy boxing gloves, like the gloves that we probably should have bought.
Yeah.
We bought UFC gloves.
Yeah.
So it's like no padding.
It feels like if you ever picked up a soft rock.
Yeah, you
put
definitely
it in a
feel
glove.
it when you get hit.
Oh, you feel it. Let me tell you. So
I got cracked in the old schnoz and it
Seth
might have
is
blood.
Just a little bit bigger than me. But yeah, no. So we boxed or fought or whatever, and I got hit harder than I've ever been hit by anything in my life. And I had a headache for 2 days, and I was like, "Well, this is silly. This was a silly purchase that I've made." But I bought a mouthpiece that protects my bottom teeth.
Yeah, we want to do this civilized.
I
We
don't
weren't trying to
want
lose
to
teeth.
bleed. I really, really, guys, I don't want
I
to
did bleed the other day.
I
I got
actually,
punched
I
really
didn't.
hard in the nose.
I think freaking Ryan busted a pimple or some mess on my nose. But no, I bought one that like protects my bottom teeth and my top teeth. And it has a teeny tiny little hole in the middle where you can breathe through.
What kind of hole?
A teeny tiny little one. Did I stutter? Well, when I molded it, I bit that little hole closed. And so now it's just closed.
No, there ain't no hole. There's no
I
teeny
can't
tiny
open
little
it
hole.
up anymore. So when I breathe, I have to open my whole mouth, and, like aim it at the sky, and
Yeah.
just try to inhale.
We fight in like 2-minute rounds because it's
2 minutes is
exhausting. Like
a
the mouth.
long,
Like the mouthpiece
time.
me and Tristan bought, we got some nice gloves and some nice headgear. We really skimped out on the mouthpieces.
Yeah.
We bought the cheapest mouthpieces we could find, and they're gargantuan.
Yeah.
You know, like if you've ever had braces, you know the plate they fill with putty and stick in your mouth? That's what our
That's
mouthpieces
what
are
my
like.
mouthpiece feels like.
Exactly. It's like choking me.
And so,
And you can't breathe, so it's like you get out of breath. And I'm in decent shape, and you get out of breath really fast with a mouthpiece on.
I'm in horrible shape. So I can't breathe when I got my mouthpiece in, and we wrestled. That was what got me. That was when I realized that I was closer to death than I've ever been in my life, because we were wrestling and we did it with our mouthpieces in. And for one, I'm being choked out, and two, even when I am able to get a breath in, I can't.
I'm laying on top of you.
Yeah, I have a bruise on my freaking rib cage where your hip bone almost broke my ribs. But yeah, no, the mouthpiece nearly killed me. So if you're ever, how do we get into this? Fitness?
Fitness tip was to
Yeah,
you
if
do
you
everything
need
in the
to
mouthpiece.
improve your lungs, go buy
Also,
mouthpiece.
find a friend and fist fight.
Dude, seriously, it changes you.
It makes you feel something inside. It just feels There's something that feels good about it.
Heck yeah.
Like getting punched in the face doesn't feel good because the way the headgear works is it doesn't cover your face. It just covers your
Oh
head.
yeah, my nose
okay?
is still sore.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it really is, dude.
Oh, dude, my nose is actually it is kind of sore.
Mine hurts.
So I got punched. I fought everybody except Sound Guy Dylan. Sound Guy Dylan didn't want to fight. He fought some people. He just didn't fight me. I fought Tristan a couple times. I boxed my brother majority of the time. My brother's like 6'4". He's just got long arms. He's got really long arms. Well, I thought I had him on the run because I was throwing some punches his way, and he kind of turned and threw one out of nowhere, and it hit me right in the nose. I thought he shattered my nose. So there's no padding. So it just was like I just got punched right in the nose. And I kind of crinkled my nose to see if it broke because I was like, if I can't crinkle my nose properly, it's definitely broke. But it was not broke, thank goodness. But it did bleed profusely after that. So, but just fist fight a friend. I mean, you don't have to buy the gear. I mean, just
You
do
really
it.
don't. If anything else, if you don't want to bleed, you don't want to get hit with some bare knuckles, go get some pillows or something. Cut them up, tape them on your hands.
That's right.
And
do
then you got
something.
gloves.
Or soft rocks.
Soft rocks. That's the equivalent of a UFC glove.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I'll do a fitness tip. Me and my good pal Brian, we share a love for the movie 13 Hours, which 13 Hours is just a quick backstory. It's the story of Benghazi, where very few I don't know the exact details. There was like 3 Navy SEALs, I think, maybe like an Army Ranger, or 2 Army Rangers, something like that. Very few special operatives, and then they had some help from some locals and a couple other guys, and but they fought off attack on the embassy. Mm-hmm. They fought off repeated like waves of attacks for 13 hours straight of fighting, and that seems exhausting. I can't breathe for 2 minutes with a mouthpiece in, so I can only imagine what your adrenaline pumping
How
in
many
a firefight.
ended up dying?
I think 2 ended up dying.
Yeah.
I could have all these facts wrong, but I loved the movie. Okay, I've seen the movie a couple times. It's a great film. So I texted Brian the other day. I said we need to make a workout that is 13 hours themed. Okay, to pay homage or homage. Okay.
Homage, I think is
Yeah.
Homage.
Homage. So
Made some homage brownies.
Brian kind of wrote it up, and this is what he did. I don't know what it was. It was a real barn burner. So the workout is, I'm pulling it up, but you should try this. But don't do the whole thing if you're not to that fitness level. Okay, so it's 1,300 reps. Okay, trying to be like 13 hours, right? It's 100 double unders, 100 alternating push press. If you don't know what I'm saying, look it up. That's hard for me to explain. Then 100 double unders, 100 push-ups, 100 double unders, 100 alternating hang cleans, 100 double unders, 100 lunges, 100 double unders, 100 squats, 100 double unders, 100 snatches, 100 double unders, and then a 1 mile run with either a weighted vest on or a ruck on. I did the 1 mile run with a 40-pound ruck on, and I wanted to die after I finished. It was awful. But
You should let me try to explain what each one of those is.
yeah, that's a workout that you can do, and you don't have to have any equipment except for one dumbbell.
Yeah.
You have to have one dumbbell. That's it.
And a string.
Sorry, I keep hitting my knee on the table. We use the 35-pound dumbbell for everything. So, and you can honestly, you don't have to do it with a dumbbell. You can find something that's kind of heavy and do it with.
Get a big book.
Yeah.
Get
Or a small dog.
Get a Bible commentary.
There you go. Grab a freaking
Put it in a sack with 3 or 4 more.
encyclopedia or something.
Oh.
But that's my fitness tip. Just do, most of it's body weight anyways. You got to have a jump rope or a piece of rope,
Yeah, if you've got
a piece of
a
twine.
couple of shoes that you don't wear,
Yeah.
take out the strings in them, tie them together, put some sticks on the end.
Jump over it a couple times.
Jump over it.
Or actually so many times. There's a lot of jumping over it.
1,300 times.
Yeah, pretty
God
much.
in heaven. That's terrible. Oh,
So-
that's just terrible. Brian, you're a beast.
It was miserable. We just,
sounds terrible.
the mile run. We kind of started to call it Find the Quitter. We were hoping one of us would quit.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's me.
So we wanted to see who would quit. And I've been in a big kick lately I think the fighting started it, honestly. I really do. Like, I want to feel pain.
What was my quote last week?
I want to feel pain, and I don't know why. It's a weird thing. It's like, you know what Alec talked about last week?
About the recon Marines?
Yes, he
being-
said, like, there's nothing but pain
Yeah.
and suffering waiting for you. And that is, like, not him saying that, but like the whole mentality of what we've been about lately, fighting and stuff. I don't know what's going on with my brain, but I just want to feel pain. I want to see how much I can push through. It's a really strange thing.
I one day want to look back on how much I pushed through. So yeah, we're pretty much in the same place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just atrocious. I've been trying to like be more fit. Me and my dad have been trying to carry on like a push-up challenge or whatever, where we do like a certain number of push-ups every day.
We did 6 today.
And
No, okay.
I was like, oh.
He said today was 8 push-ups,
Yeah.
and we did that. We
8
broke
and
it
a
up into 4 sets.
8 and a half. I had to quit after that. But like that, I hate it. I'm like, and it's stupid because I don't want to be one of those people who, like the people who always stay at home and then are complaining now about having to stay at home all the time. Like, I'm very easily one of those people about the gym. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, I would just really like to go to the gym. But sometimes, not even sometimes, 1 out of every 2 times that I've gone to the gym, I leave when I get to the parking lot.
Yeah, he doesn't even get out of his
Because I
vehicle.
have a legitimate, I think I need to see a counselor.
Like a social anxiety?
It's not even, is it social anxiety? Because I'm serious. I have like I get super anxious when I pull up to the gym.
Yeah,
Not-
it's anxiety.
Okay, yeah. Because not like,
What you need to do is go in there and be an animal with what you can do. Like
Dude, I'll
the
be on
10-pound
the
dumbbells,
5
you need to curl
pounds.
them 1,000 times. Like, I want to be like,
yeah.
has he put those down since he walked in here?
No, I haven't put
That's what you can, you got to take what you can do and just be a beast about
Yeah,
it.
be smart, yeah. That's what I gotta do. Ugh. Well, unfortunately, it's closed right now, so.
Yeah, too bad I can't make
Yeah.
it. You could do the workout I just said.
I probably won't do that. I've been doing like not even been doing, I've done it
Beach
twice.
body?
What is that?
It's like DVD workouts.
Oh, jeez. P90X.
Yeah. Taibo.
What is that? I don't know.
That's also, they're like old school. Like I think they were on VHS
Frick.
workouts.
Dude, I need to get a VHS player.
There's a jacked, like Nigerian looking dude who did Taibo.
What is that a fighting style?
Yeah, it's like a fight. It's like fighting fitness. So you like do a bunch of punches and uppercuts and kicks. And by the way, I will say this: Tristan's got very impressive form on his kicks. He doesn't kick very hard when he kicked me, but they look.
Yeah. So they look great.
But I honestly think he could. I think he's just being timid. Like you punched me in the body, and you could have punched me so much harder. I know you have it in you because you're a pretty good wrestler.
I need to. That's like, we do need to go like 130% one day.
Yeah.
Because I'm already pushing 100. But yeah, no, I could probably pull a little bit more out. But
I'm trying to really ring someone's bell before long.
we should give it a month and just go bare knuckle.
And let us know. Send us some. Would y'all pay pay-per-view to watch us?
Yeah. Oh,
because we need to have a prize bucket, or else we're not going to try very hard. If one of us will win $20,
Oh,
we'll fight so hard.
Y'all can put 5 in, dude, and I'll take his life.
Yeah.
No,
Tristan will be hiding a shank in his glove.
we did have someone ask us
Or just.
about sword fighting.
Oh yeah, which we've done before.
Well, eventually we're gonna go live sword fight. We haven't done it in a long time.
We also said a long time we were gonna.
we
we
were
were gonna
gonna
go
wrestle.
live wrestling, but now I'm thinking we should just go with the gloves on.
We should do it, yeah. I don't know if I want to do that because the thing is this time I didn't get absolutely wrecked. Your brother punched me in the nose hard at one time,
He hit
and
me
I
very
said,
hard,
"All right,
too.
nope, done." And I don't want people to see me in the state that I was in.
Well, that's what you gotta do. You gotta just say, you know what?
I'm not gonna.
Because it doesn't hurt that bad.
That hurt that bad.
No, it doesn't hurt
I
that
got
bad.
hit so hard.
It hurts, but think about.
It is the hardest I've ever been hit. There's nothing that I can compare it to. Maybe if I got hit by a vehicle.
Tristan and I, we've like been in a lot of physical altercations with each other. None like that have been bad blood, but one time we were in a swimming pool, and I had Tristan in a chokehold, and I kept like dunking him under the water, but I didn't want to drown him, so I kept lifting him out of the water so he could like gasp for air. He'd go, and then I would put him back underwater, and then like after 10 seconds, I would bring him out of the water, and he would get a big breath of air, and I'd put him back underwater. Well, at one point, he slung his hand backwards, and his fingers went in both of my eye sockets.
I felt your brain. Dude.
Oh my gosh, it hurt so
It
bad.
was,
Thankfully, I still have my
I
vision.
know. You really shouldn't.
I know.
Because I'm not joking. I felt your eyeballs.
Ugh.
Like, up to here on my fingers.
On both fingers.
On both of them. Dude.
I let go of you so fast.
If you're ever wondering, don't stick your finger in somebody's eyeball. But if you ever want to know what they feel like, it really does feel like jelly. Like
Yeah.
little jelly.
You should. If you're ever in a real fight,
Go for
definitely
the
stick your.
eyeballs.
Yeah,
It's effective.
Because I let go of him so quickly.
I thought I took his vision for a second.
Oh my gosh, it was
That's
terrifying.
the second time that I've cradled you and pulled you out of the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. Jeez, I almost made you pass out when we wrestled the other day.
I might have.
Yeah, because he wouldn't tap out, which is so ironic. Like, why won't you tap out getting choked, but you get hit one time kind of hard, and you're like, I'm done.
I can handle going to sleep. I just don't like getting hit to go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's just like taking a forced nap. You know?
Well,
And
both
so
of them are like taking a forced nap.
The other one's a lot more forceful.
A lot more. Yeah, one's more peaceful. Like
Yeah.
you just kind of can't breathe.
Just
for a
stop
second.
breathing, and then boom.
Yeah, no
you see
blood goes to your
Jesus.
brain, and then the other one, you
You know how
feel.
many times Jesus has said, "Not right
Yeah,
now."
you
go
get choked
back
out
to
when you
me."
wake up from being choked out. Your head doesn't hurt for 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. It hurts for. I will say, like, that's only the second time I think you've actually put me to sleep. Because the first time was here. It was my 18th birthday, I think. My whole family, everyone was just sitting there, and I passed out, and I was like, I couldn't. Everything hurt, dude. Like, my head hurt so bad for about an hour, and I went upstairs, and y'all were all still down there. And I went upstairs, and I laid on my floor for a minute. My dad came up, and he's like, "Hey, you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I was just, like, resting a little bit." Like, with all y'all down there. And so, yeah, no. I don't know.
I'll say this: I have a lot of fun fighting, and I've never been in like I got in like one little fight in like 7th grade, but as far as a real like knockdown drag out fight, I've never been in one. But I think that's what sparked it. Is I got mad a road rage incident the other day, and I wanted to follow the guy to his house. I didn't do that because that would not. I like to be employed. So I didn't do that, but I wanted to follow the guy to his house because I got so mad, and I was like, I'm fairly confident I could whoop that dude's behind, but I really want to know like what happens if he just got one good shot on me,
Yeah.
and like I want to know how I could take it. So my confidence is already up because getting hit to me it doesn't hurt that bad. It just and my brother has hit me a couple times pretty good, like pretty good shots, but it hurts. But it's nothing that's like too much that I can't like be like okay. Well,
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with you there. Little hits, like, not little hits, but like hits that aren't. There's one hit, two now with my freaking nose.
you should have been able to take that was just a jab. Imagine if you had come with a
know.
straight right.
I know, yeah. I should have been able to, but I don't want to, and I don't have to. Therefore, I'm not going to. There's no money on the table. I have zero ego in this realm.
I
So
have
it's like,
I have
nope.
too much ego in it.
No, I don't have any. It's like that's one of my favorite things to do though. Is like go into it like, oh yeah, y'all can handle it. It's like,
And then once one
And
hit,
then
you're like,
boom, I'm
out.
done. I love
just
it.
don't like. I don't know what it is about me. It must be a pride thing. I don't want my friends to even think for a second like I could beat the crap out of him. I want them to know like, nah, I shouldn't. So whenever I play fight, I want to win in a dominant fashion. So like,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
it wouldn't be smart to try to fight him.
that's hilarious. Yeah, no, I want all my friends to know that I'll go absolutely crazy on you, and if I want to take your life, I'll take it.
Yeah, we had
in some
you actually
fashion.
had a real debate with Connor about whether or not you can kill him or not.
Yeah, not that I ever would, unless he gave me reason.
Yeah, if Connor comes up missing,
Yeah.
which no one would know actually.
Shoot, he's missing as of now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Every week we could just keep coming up with another excuse as to why he's not here.
He
And,
keeps coming up with another excuse.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no. If you've never had that debate with your friends, y'all definitely should have it.
Because Connor didn't think Tristan could kill him.
And I'm positive that I could. I think I could definitely take both of y'all at the same time, probably.
That's not true. Not if you'd better get me first. But that was such a funny conversation we had one time at a poker
At
table.
a poker table, yeah.
Because this is right when Texas legalized open carry for swords.
Oh, yep.
So Tristan wore a sheathed machete.
I wore two.
2 sheathed machetes to a poker game, and we got on the topic of if he had a Derringer. If you don't know what a Derringer is, it's a tiny little pocket pistol that you would put in like your shoe or something that has like 2 shots, right? It's like, it looks like a double barrel shotgun, but it's super, super small, like fits in the palm of your hand. So Connor was saying that he had a Derringer under the table pointed at us because we were playing poker. And
This was one of the first times I'd ever hung out with Connor at this point, and it was also at Micah's house.
Yeah.
At that
Who was
point,
not
I'd
there.
never met.
yeah. So somebody, I think one of our friends, Caleb, actually asked Connor, was like, well, who would you shoot with your 2 shots? And he's like, at first he's like, well, I'm shooting Seth first. And then he goes on the, like, oh, I might shoot, I don't know, who would shoot second. And then he goes, wait a second. Naturally, I'd shoot Seth first, but Tristan's wearing machetes. So, it was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
now that debate is still going because Connor doesn't think Tristan could kill him. I think you could, like, any of my friends could definitely kill me if it was a surprise. I trust all my friends way too much. If they were like, hey, I want to kill you, let's fight, they're not killing me. However,
I challenge you to a duel.
A duel to the
end.
death.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not how they would kill me. They're smarter than that. All my friends are smarter than that. I wish they were that dumb. They are all smarter than that, and they would definitely just walk up behind me whenever I was like, I don't know, cooking them a steak or something and kill
Can
me.
us a steak
Yeah.
and I kill you?
Yeah.
Slam your head in the grill or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Man. Well, do you want to go ahead and get into the good stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
You got a man of the moment?
Yeah, my man of the moment is Tim Kennedy.
Okay.
Tim Kennedy, I talked about him a little earlier. I'm going to get into his accolades a little bit. He is a Green Beret sniper. He completed Ranger School, which is a pretty rigorous school in the Army. They're not technically special forces, I don't believe, but they're kind of under that realm. The special forces of the Army is the Green Berets, and it's really difficult to be a Green Beret, obviously. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the guy. Not only is he a Green Beret sniper, but he was a UFC fighter. He has 2 TV shows. One is called Hunting Hitler, which is the guy who I heard talk about the fact that Hitler may have lived and probably lived past World War II. He also has a show called Hard to Kill, where he recognizes other tough jobs, like being a bullfighter. Not a bull rider, but the guy who, once the guy gets bucked off, who fights the bull, like gets him away from the guy who just got bucked off. He basically recreates these. He's been in an avalanche that they threw dynamite basically onto this mountain to put him in an avalanche so he could like survive it, basically. He has crash landed a helicopter. They basically rigged it to where he would crash land it and have to swim in like 33-degree water to an iceberg or something like that. It felt like it for sure. He's just an awesome guy. He was out of the military. Then he said he saw basically too much of what he saw overseas starting to happen here with like San Bernardino and some bad things. And he re-enlisted. And so now he's gone on more deployments to all over the place. Africa, I've seen him do a lot of stuff in Africa, Middle East, things like that. South America, he's been to South America. Just an awesome guy. He's just a beast. And he's my man of the moment because he's done so much. And he's a very humble guy.
What was that show that you told me to... You said to watch something about him. Oh, you said you've been watching Tim Kennedy videos.
Yeah, I've been watching a bunch of Tim Kennedy fighting videos, which has been... He is like the epitome of the guy who will just take a bunch of abuse and he's just tough as nails, so he keeps coming. And I think that's what's inspired me a little bit.
Heck yeah.
So if you don't know Tim Kennedy, look him up because he's awesome.
Does he write any books or anything?
I don't think he's written a book. He just has those 2 shows. One's on Discovery and then one was a History Channel. The Hunting Hitler was on the History Channel.
Okay.
But I mean, think about that. He's done 2 TV shows, been in the UFC, fought for a title, and also been a Green Beret sniper.
He's like the...
He's like
the Tim Ferriss of combat.
He's like the Tim Ferriss of like manliness.
Yeah.
He's just such a cool dude. But he's so like, he's very normal. Like he's very okay with everything that he's done.
I found him and I killed him.
And yeah, he does. He talks in one of his podcasts. He's talking to Jocko or Joe Rogan, and he's talking about something really horrible, things that people that are in those positions see when they're overseas and stuff like that, and fighting terrorism. He said that he saw I guess I don't know if they were Taliban or ISIS, but some radical Islamic terrorists poured acid on kids, and very calmly he said, "Yeah, we found them and we killed them." So, but he said it very calmly. He's very at peace with it. And actually, Jocko Willink asked him. It was a question that a listener wrote in, and he said, "How do you stay positive through all of the craziness, basically, and everything that you've seen and done?" And he's like, "Because I know what right is," which is like a powerful answer to me.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I know, although I've done some things that maybe I even don't think were the best thing to do. He's like, I know what right is, and even though I've done some kind of nasty things, and it's a nasty war, I know what right is, and that's what keeps me sane. Like I'm doing what's right, at least in my mind.
That's good.
And he's also like a really funny dude.
Yeah.
And he's a machine at fitness. He's a beast.
I need to watch more stuff by him.
So he's my man of the moment.
Nice.
Tim. Also, another thing Tim does, he has a company. He has like 3 companies, but he has one company called Sheepdog Response.
Oh yeah.
And he's just awesome because he teaches people how to shoot, jiu-jitsu, self-defense, basically how to not be an easy target. So
Me. I feel like I would be quite an easy target.
like I need the class.
I run in a zigzag. That's how I'm not an easy
fun
target.
fact, my dad got shot at one time
Did he really?
by his own brother
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
with a 22.
That's bad though.
And he ran in a zigzag. He literally told me, he's like, yeah, I was zigzagging. And my uncle was shooting at him.
Oh my god.
Bizarre story.
Can you share? Actually, one week I want to have our dads on.
We should. That would be great.
I actually talked to my dad tonight.
Sorry, I'm
and
sweating. I'm going to stand up a little bit.
I was like, why are you moving so much? I turned the AC off because the sound.
I'm dripping over
I
here.
try to drop it way down before everybody gets here, and then I turn it off for the sound quality. We'll be done here. Actually, let me go turn it on real quick because my sister texted me and she's like, "Can I please turn the air back on?" Keep it going,
Oh, it is hot. Yeah, I'm going to keep talking to y'all while Tristan turns the air on because your boy is sweating his castañas off. Oh, goodness.
73 degrees.
That's it?
Yeah.
No. Maybe it's because there's no air moving. Sorry if you can hear the AC, but it's got to happen.
It's out of control.
It's got to happen.
Is it any cooler outside? I can see if I can open the window.
Yes, it is.
A little bit of airflow. All
Okay,
right.
sweet.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everyone.
God, dog, I got
Yeah, I saw
some
you
sweat happening.
picking at yourself. I was like, can you stop looking me in the eye? You nasty. My man of the moment is actually a fellow by the name of Dave Filoni. Terrible last name. Hate it. But he is the the director of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh, jeez.
Which y'all have heard me talk about a lot. We're on the last season. The last 3 episodes are yet to come out, and the previous episode took place an hour before the events of episode 3. So we're building up right to the point where Anakin kills the kids. And
The women.
the children.
The children. I hate them.
Not just the men.
Yeah.
The women and the children too. Man. I love Star Wars. Actually, I think the next episode might be out
My
right
quote
now.
of the week is
He said, "Nope, we're done."
I'm kidding.
No. If y'all haven't watched it and you're into Star Wars in the slightest, please just watch season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Skip everything
'Cause
else?
it's So, I mean, ideally watch all of it, but I'm probably not going to sell all of it to them. Dave Filoni is absolutely one of the better, the best directors to touch Star Wars. I
Oh,
promise
okay, now
you.
you're gonna say ever. I was
No.
like,
To touch
I'm gonna
Star-
say no.
There's been a couple that have touched Star Wars. and
Francis
I'm not-
Ford Coppola.
There's a wine named after him. No.
Probably. He's awesome. He directed The Godfathers
Yeah, no, there's a wine. I think it's Coppola.
and several other good movies.
I think it's Coppola.
Probably.
But,
You're talking about his last name?
yeah.
Coppola. I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
I think it's Coppola. I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe we're thinking of 2 different Francis Coppolas.
Maybe,
I'm
who
thinking
knows?
of Francis Coppola, and you're thinking of Francis Coppola.
I'm thinking of his brother, Who says his name differently?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
That actually, did I tell you that like I've traced back my mother's lineage, and in the mid 1600s there were 3 different people, all brothers, that spelled their name differently, and it ruined everything for the rest of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now there's a bunch of
You know you have the most common last name in the world?
yeah. It's, that one I can't trace back further than the 1800s. It's so hard.
Because then it just gets blurry. There's so many Smiths.
I've
Yeah.
given up, dude. There's
I need to
just
do
so
like
many.
a 23andMe or whatever it is, at Ancestry.com.
You really should.
I'm about to be 23, so that works out perfect.
Maybe they'll give you a discount.
Maybe they should. I'll promote it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
Oh, speaking of that, guys, if y'all have like a small business or anything, and you're in our area, most of our listenership is in the Houston Baytown area. So, but if you guys have like a small business or something you'd like to promote, and you kind of want to get it out there in this area, please DM us on Instagram or send us an email at frowningpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to partner with you guys. We really do want to support some local business and see what we can do about some sponsorships and just kind of work together. And also, we're in some strange times right now. And if you feel like you can get your business name out there via podcast, we would love to help you with that. So please do reach out to us. We would love to do that with you guys. But yeah, Dave.
we're going to go to quote of the week now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, my quote of the week is by Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
And I heard it on his podcast that I was listening to today with Tim Kennedy.
Love it.
And Jocko Willink said, "Be humble or get humbled."
I thought it was going to be, what's that song? Is it Drake?
I'm not sure.
All right, never mind. Sorry. Be humble or get humble?
Aubrey Graham?
I don't know.
No, be humble or get humbled.
Stop, dude. Pick a way to say it. I don't care which one.
Be humble or get be humble or get humbled.
That's good. Because you're going to be one of the two.
Yeah, you're either going to be, he said his philosophy was, he's talking about jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying you either need to be humble, because when you're humble, you're training hard every day. Because you're humble, you're like, well, I'm not that, like, I need to be better. I need to get better. I need to train hard so I can get better. When you get cocky, somebody that's humble and
They're
who's been
gonna
training
knock
really
you
hard
off.
is going to humble you because you're going to get whooped.
Yeah.
So
That's good. It's part of the reason why I like to
be humble or get humbled.
put the cocky face on as a joke.
Yeah.
It really helps me.
Yeah. Maybe if you're humble, you might be able to put a better fight.
Being humble takes too much work. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's good though. That's good. Jocko has some. Oh, was my quote last week, Jocko? It was.
Was it?
Yeah, my man was.
Oh, yeah, you might.
Which leads me to my quote of the week. This week I watched Straight Outta Compton for the first time, and I've never watched it, and it got me fired up. It's such a great film about the late 80s, early 90s rap scene, and specifically Compton, specifically NWA, and Eazy-E, Ice Cube,
I have
and Dr. Dre.
strong opinions about NWA,
Well,
and they are negative. I will tell you that.
I figured as much.
Some of their songs I really enjoy, to be honest. But I do think they, I will say my opinions for another
Ice Cube
discussion, but
actually said something in the movie to and this isn't my quote, but he said it to a reporter who asked them how you can, he was like, how can you call this art or something like that, and they were like, what we're saying is a reflection of our reality, and most specifically to the track F the Police. And I was like, I'm not
screw those
really
guys.
a supporter of that by any means. Otherwise, my friendship with Seth probably wouldn't be as tight as it is. But like in that particular time, there was some serious discrimination. And do I think the way they handled that was great? No, perhaps not. But I thought it was cool him saying my art is a reflection of my reality. I thought that can be anywhere. But my quote,
Also, probably not true, but whatever.
okay. My quote of the week also comes from Ice Cube because I love him, and also
He's
from
in
that
Are We
movie.
There Yet?
Stop saying I don't care. I love him despite his flaws. Speak a little truth and people lose their minds. And that can date back all the way to the times of Jesus.
That's true.
And that is just...
And probably before.
Likely before, but I don't care about before. Specifically Jesus. And
The
Ice
world
Cube.
started when Jesus was born.
Exactly. We're only 2,000 years old, guys. But,
dear.
yeah, no. Speak a little truth and people lose their minds. I think that's a fire quote. But what you got?
I already gave my quote.
You already gave your quote?
It was Jocko.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was like,
Tristan really got hit hard the other day.
oh, man.
I have one more quote of the week, and I think it's going to sound us off because I think that's pretty much all we got. This is Kevin from The Office imitating Gabe from The Office, and this is how you say bye, and we're going to sign off with this. Ciao. Ciao.